Hi, friends. Hello. Welcome to another Hot Jobs with us here at HireMilitary. It's so lovely to see you on the day before Thanksgiving Eve. Hope that you've got everything sorted and you're all prepared. And we have a great session for you today. We've got lots of new roles and new SkillBridge internships to share with you. If you're not familiar with us, welcome. It's really lovely to see you. If we've met before, thank you for coming back and sharing the next 30 minutes or so of your time with us today, this afternoon. This is our favorite 30 minutes of the week. We get to spend it with you. Hey, Charles, lovely to see you there. We get to spend it with you, being able to share our support, our encouragement, and our advice, as well as the newest SkillBridge internship opportunities and permanent vacancies across the US that we are recruiting for this week. We're here for the whole of the military community. So whether you're a spouse, a veteran, or a transitioning service member, tell us what you want. Tell us what you need. We really do go through these comments at a later stage and identify the opportunities that you're looking for. So those are the ones that we can talk to our potential partners about in the future. Justin, I love your comments every single week from North Dakota. Snow is there at last. I'm glad that North Dakota's got snow. Finally, we've had it here in Alaska for a really long time. Do introduce yourself in the chats here. It's lovely to see you. Let us know where you're calling in from. Let us know if you're watching live, and let us know the sorts of roles that you're looking for and SkillBridge or direct hire, so that we have the ability to come back afterwards and drop you a quick message if need be. Also, what I want to share with you up front, so that you've got time to think and time to add these into the chat. But if you have questions that you want to ask us today live, and we have the opportunity at the end, we normally have about 5 minutes or so. Do drop them in the comments here so that we can pick those up and we can come back to them at the end of our commentary here. Jesse, lovely to see you. Adriel, Bradley in Kansas, it's nice to have you here with us. If we haven't met before, I'm Lucy. I head up the talent acquisition team here at HireMilitary. I know I don't sound like the rest of you guys. I am from London, the UK originally. I'm a military spouse. My husband is active duty Air Force. And like I said earlier, we are in Alaska. So we are currently stationed at Eielson Air Force Base, just south of Fairbanks. So in the interior, where it is very cold and very snowy. I'm going to hand over to you, Buff.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. Before Agby here, I am currently I live outside of JBLM, and right now I'm coming to you live from Seattle. Again, I was a SkillBridge intern myself, and recently just retired 1 November, so 22 days free and clear. We have the DD-214, and I've been sourcing coordinating with HireMilitary for about 6 months now. So glad to be here. I got 2 remote opportunities to share with you guys.
Kate.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kate Wood. I'm really excited to be here today to share some direct hire opportunities with you. And I am an Army veteran and an active duty Army spouse. My husband has a unique job right now. We are stationed here in Panama as he is working out of the embassy here. So hello from Panama, everyone. And on to you, Matt.
All right, thank you very much. I'm slightly jealous of Panama. I'm out in East Tennessee. It was 25 degrees this morning. It was a little cold, but it is what it is. I chose to live here. I got out of the Marine Corps last year. I spent about 17 years in. Got the internship with HireMilitary before I got out, and been working in the talent acquisition role. I got a couple of very unique direct hire opportunities to share. We have a lot of new ones. I think just 8 in the last day since yesterday. I think we added 8. So we're always adding some new stuff. Please let us know what you're looking for, and we'll do what we can to help you.
Matt, you need to sell that East Tennessee thing a bit more. That's where we're planning on relocating.
It's beautiful.
North Carolina. You told me it was warm. It's got to be warmer than Alaska.
It was warm.
Oh yeah, it was in the summer.
Something happened. I don't know what, but.
As we get going, when we share roles, if you are interested in anything that we talk about, please don't just say this one or interested, because when we go back later to have a look at the comments, we're not sure where we were in the chat and which role you're referring to. So definitely say interested, the job title and the location, so one of our recruiters can come back at a later stage and drop the URL, the link to the actual position. What we share today is a highlight reel of the vacancies and the opportunities that we have. We have over 85 SkillBridge internship opportunities on our website, which is HireMilitary.us. And the last count yesterday, we had about 120 direct hire opportunities. And those are across the US in more career fields than you can possibly imagine. So if when we're talking today, you feel a bit disillusioned and disenfranchised and like, ugh, they don't have anything for me, please don't despair. Take a look at our website. And even then, if you don't see anything on our careers pages, you've got some options. Bookmark, because what we have today will be very different to what we have tomorrow. At the moment, we are taking about 10 new positions on both the SkillBridge internship side and across the direct hire side every single day. So our landscape, our portfolio is changing. But equally, we have 2 talent pools that you can register yourself and your interest in. If you are looking for permanent positions, we have a talent pool for job seekers. We also have one for those who are interested in SkillBridge internship opportunity as well. When you do make your application to us, make sure that you are sending a resume that is targeted to the role that you are interested in. If you've heard that phrase, if you've been around and seen it written down before, but you're not 100% familiar with what that actually means, on our website, HireMilitary.us, under resources, if you then go to job seeker resources, we have a great article that we all wrote together that really addresses, outlines, and identifies how to target a resume. It takes you through step by step from taking a look at the job description through to crafting a competitive application for yourself. And there's even a template of a resume so that you can go through it as well. So I do actively encourage you to take a look at that. But I have spoken for way too long. Let's get on with the show. Before, tell us what you've got in terms of SkillBridge opportunities this week.
Hello. All right. So, like I said before, I'm coming from Seattle. So, the busy city streets right outside. If I apologize if there's any background noise going forward. But we provide, for those new to the broadcast, we provide DoD-approved SkillBridge program internship opportunities. This is for eligible transitioning service members during their last 6 months of service, and the time is typically calculated from your ETS or EAS. Our internships are based on your availability within your last 180 days of service, and we strive to have a high probability of a full-time offer upon completion, which is dependent based off your performance during your internship. But more excited is 2 roles we just posted within the last 24 hours. When I typically heard this role, Splunk is the company, and they were asking for a CSM. And for those in the Army, CSM means something different. Command Sergeant Major. This is a customer success manager. And again, it's fully remote. Splunk is an innovating IT company with 7,500 plus employees with 27 offices worldwide. Their motto is turning data into doing. I love that motto. The responsibilities for this role is you're orchestrating overall relationships with assigned clients, and you act as a Splunk liaison for technical issues, concerns, and escalations. Qualifications are just prior experience in IT, DevOps, observability, and cloud services. Also, a few years with direct customer engagement experience in post sales. So that's a customer success manager for Splunk, and that's a remote SkillBridge opportunity. The next role I'll be going into is the DCIM technical support engineer. It's with a company called Schneider Electric. Again, this one is remote as well, highly sought after. Schneider Electric provides energy and automation digital solutions worldwide. It operates through 2 segments, energy management and then also industrial automation. The responsibilities for this is just support software in a virtualized environment. You're troubleshooting software and hardware issues, and you're providing customer support by phone, email, and chat. Qualifications for this role is basic knowledge of network protocols, network connectivity. So if you're in the database, cybersecurity world, this is for you. And then also experience with report writing and familiar with the DCIM, which is data center infrastructure management environment. Please check out our roles on our site, HireMilitary.us. And under the SkillBridge internship tab, you can filter by state and industry. And also there's a remote button where we have about 7 other opportunities that you can go and search out on your own. That's all I have, Lucy.
Thank you. And just to acknowledge, Kishan's asked, so internships are only available to active duty transitioning service members. That's correct, right?
That is correct. Yep, that is correct. In the last 180 days in that window, typically for most services is 120 days. So 4 months out of that last 6 months, you're eligible to actually work with the company, host company.
You're a star. Thank you.
Thank you.
We just before we go over to our permanent positions, our direct hire opportunities, remember, if you have any questions for us at all, please do drop them in the chat so that we can answer them for you before we finish off today. But as I say that, Kate, I am going to hand over to you. What have you got for us today?
Sure thing. Thanks so much, Lucy. Just want to give a quick shout out to Chase O'Neill, coming to everyone from Northwest Florida. That's where we were stationed at prior to coming here to Panama. So Destin Fort Walton Beach has a special place in my heart. So hi, Chase. I have several direct hire opportunities to share for you today, and these roles are open to transitioning service members, veterans, and military spouses who are actively job seeking and ready to start working in the near future, and because these are priority roles for our clients right now. So the first role I have for you is a regional vice president of operations. This is a very exciting role. It is open in a remote capacity, but for those that will be living on the West Coast. So ideally someone that sits in Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco, or in one of those areas on the West Coast. This company, our client, is a global leader in services that improve the quality of life for their business operations. So we are looking for someone that has a bachelor's and at least 10 years of experience in strategic leadership and experience and knowledge of contracts management. They do ideally want someone that has experience within the hospitality and the food service industry, but if you have alternate experience in other industries but meet the other qualifications, that would suffice as well. And again, this is a regional vice president of operations position. The next role I have for you is several operations roles that we have coming from Tonganoxie, Kansas. If you're not familiar with Kansas, Tonganoxie is actually just right outside of Kansas City. It's about 30 minutes from Kansas City, Missouri. These roles are with a great company. They have a brand new state-of-the-art facility that's being built there in Tonganoxie, and they're looking for different operations roles. Titles ranging from operations planning coordinator, and operations team leader, and operations technicians. They will provide relocation assistance for some of these roles. So if you're at all interested in being on site there in Kansas in an operations capacity, I definitely would welcome you to take a look at these different opportunities that we have. You could be part of joining an exciting company and a great opportunity to be part of a brand new state-of-the-art, highly automated facility. So again, those are operations roles in Tonganoxie, Kansas. The next position I saw Charles Blake was looking for opportunities in Maryland. We have several opportunities in Maryland. And when I say several, I think we have a total of 9 new roles that we took just this last week that are on ground there in Aberdeen Proving Grounds in Maryland. The first one being a Scrum Master Senior. This person in this role will lead and facilitate Scrum meetings, build relationships, and promote agile quality practices, and work directly with senior level client leadership teams. So for this position, we're looking for someone that has an active secret clearance with the ability to maintain a top secret in the future, someone with a bachelor's in computer science, or in lieu of a degree, they would accept someone that has a Scrum Master certification. Also, they're looking for experience in agile practices and service-oriented environments. So if that sounds like you and you have experience in those roles, we'd love to see your tailored resume and application for that Scrum Master Senior role in Aberdeen Proving Grounds, Maryland. The last role I want to share are roles. We have several technical IT roles working on that same project in Aberdeen Proving Grounds. The titles that we're looking for, the open positions that we have DevSecOps roles, software developers, software engineers of varying levels, and data scientists as well. These different positions will provide service support to include related activities in support of complete lifecycle management for C5 ISR. And if you are familiar with C5 ISR, then this sounds like a great opportunity for you. We'd love to see your tailored resume and application. And again, just as a reminder, all the links to these full position descriptions are in the description of this broadcast. And we provide salary ranges as well for all of our open opportunities. So I'd welcome you to apply with that tailored resume or type the title of the role in the chat, and I'd love to reach out to you following this broadcast. All right, that was a lot for me. Matt, on to you.
Hey, that's nothing. We have so much more available, so and it's awesome. So I have some very unique opportunities. This is really big for the Marine Corps Navy IT side. So what I have are multiple government contracted positions that expected to last approximately 3 years with the ability to progress within the company. So it's with a Fortune 500 technology, engineering, and science solutions company. They provide services to the largest IT programs to the Navy, ultimately support the Navy and Marine Corps, unifying networks and data management under one enterprise network. So the first one is going to be a mid-level system administrator. It's in a few different locations. One is in Norfolk, other one's in Arlington, Virginia, and the other one's in New Orleans, Louisiana. What you'd be responsible for is coordinating operational designs, developing support plans, implementations, and provide second-level support for just various network solutions. Now, this is a government contracted position, so that means there are certain requirements that are absolute deal breakers, and you have to have those. For this one, requiring 5 years of prior relevant experience, providing support for different networks and enterprise services. You'll need a high school diploma or GED for this. You have to have a DoD secret clearance to be a U.S. citizen. There also has to be compliant with the IAT 2-level certification requirements. And there's just various operating system and application certifications that you have to have. And those are all listed on the job descriptions that you can find on our website. So you can see all the different requirements that are on there. The next one is a junior level NetOps specialist. They have at least 4 opportunities in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. And all of these are on site. I know one of the questions that might get asked is, hey, are these remote, hybrid? These are all on site in these locations. But again, in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, beautiful area, requiring a 2-year diploma or high school diploma, 2 years of prior relevant experience working with network technologies and data centers, having those strong network skills, but you'll be hands-on, working within DoD networks, including a NIPR and SIPR. This is, very common, if you're coming out of the military, especially on the Navy and Marine Corps side, the general people you'll be supporting. Then the other requirements are the same with that level 2 certifications, the secret clearance. The last one I have is in New Orleans, Louisiana. It's a mid-level NetOps specialist. So this one's going to require 6 years of experience performing initial assessments on the triage, critical and impact events, engaging appropriate processes and personnel, and escalating it if required. You'll interact with outside vendors and specialists to resolve network events and incidents. And a lot of those other requirements are the same: secret clearance, the IAT level 2. But you must possess the Security Plus and the CCNA certification. That one can honestly be obtained within about 6 months of joining the company. So that's just one of their only stipulations. There's some more flexibility with that since this is geared towards the military. They want to provide some flexibility to bring on some good people. So again, those are 3 different positions in a bunch of different locations, all on site. You can see full job descriptions on our website, HireMilitary.us. You can go on there. They're the latest ones that were posted. But yeah, if you have questions about those, or you feel like you want to apply, go there, read the job description, start working on the resume. You click apply, we'll get in contact with you, and we'll go from there. But those are the ones that I have. I'll turn it back over to Lucy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. I mean, that's just scratching the surface of the roles that we've taken this week. So if you want to see what else we have, do take a look. It's HireMilitary.us. And also that goes into the people that have been asking us about remote positions. We have multiple remote positions. And as you're aware, remote's a location rather than a job title. So you can go onto our website, you can search under location, you can filter by remote, and you can see all of our opportunities that fall within that sphere that we have. We don't have many questions today, which is interesting, but let me take a look. We do have one. This is for you, Matt, actually. This is going back to the roles that you just shared in the DC area, I think, the telecoms role. What about radio communications? Would that be a good MOS or good career field to come from for those?
I think it depends on, what you've done outside of the military, if you're still active duty or not. But again, is a government contracted. The requirements that I put them in bold are the very first ones. Those have to be met, and that's an absolute deal breaker. If you have, those basic certifications or that basic experience they're looking for, that's fine. As long as you meet those basic requirements that are listed, and that's one thing we just can't budge on with these ones specifically. There's some out there, the companies list them. If you have something else that's relevant, they can look into that. For these ones specifically, you have to have those ones that I listed off. And then again, on the job description, I put it in bold on there. Even when you go to apply on the website, you'll see some you have to upload a resume and then type out your whole resume. The questions on there is just the specific deal breakers. So when you go in there and answer those questions, you just got to make sure you have those.
I do have, while we're on the telecommunications, we do have a telecommunications role available in Washington, D.C. right now. I've seen a couple people mention that as well. It's listed as a telecommunications analyst on site in Washington, D.C. If you're interested, you can just type telecommunications analyst and I can get the job description to you after this as well.
We've had quite a few people ask about cybersecurity positions. Kate, do we have any cyber roles?
We do. We have a cybersecurity information senior officer role open right now. That's in Fort Gordon, Georgia. So if you are interested, you can go ahead to our website, or you can even just type cybersecurity senior into the chat, and I can get you the position description as well for that role.
Jeffrey has said, I've been applying to positions since September. But every recruiter has said to wait until after the holidays because no one is hiring before the new budgets get released. Is that true? Okay, I'm going to throw that one back to you first of all.
You probably saw my face. So I understand where this person is coming from. We do see it a lot of times at the end of the year. Certain companies are waiting for budget approvals to maybe bring on new hires. But we can tell you that we are busier now than ever hiring right now. So we literally took 35 new roles Thursday and Friday of last week. So please continue to apply, continue to take those interviews if you get them. You never know when an opportunity could present. Every company is different. Some companies have hiring freezes, others do not. It's very company dependent. And so I would say keep applying, make sure those resumes are tailored, and good luck on your interviews.
And interestingly, this goes towards a question that Amy asked about, can you share how long you've worked in recruiting and what's your experience been like? But Amy, I've been in the recruiting field for 21, 22 years now. Talent acquisition across the UK and the US. And last Christmas was the only Christmas that I would have said, it's slowing down. Every other year, the perception, the expectation is around the holidays that recruiting slows down. But my experience every year, bar last year, has been actually people are trying to use up their budgets. They're really trying to get those hires, those offers and those acceptances in before the end of the year. So, okay, we can talk about that. How long have we worked in recruiting? A really long time across multiple different career fields, across multiple different verticals, industries. And really for the last couple of years in the US in this military environment. What about you, Kate? You've got a different answer to that.
I do. So I went right into recruiting after leaving the military and then went into marketing and communications and then came back to recruiting. So I've been doing recruiting here at HireMilitary for a little over a year and a half. But it's really exciting. We love it here. I think we're all very passionate about what we do. And if you have more questions, you can definitely reach out and I'd be happy to answer them if it's specific to recruiting and how we do that here.
And I think before, when he introduced himself earlier, said that he had been doing it since he's been with HireMilitary, so corporate recruitment, so all of 6 months. But what about you, Matt? What's your experience?
Corporate-wise, I mean, I moved over January, February of this year. April of 21 was when I started an internship doing SkillBridge recruiting. It's definitely a lot different, but being in that realm for year and a half, but really the corporate side of things only since earlier this year. When
do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
That was a short answer. I was expecting longer.
No, there's ups and downs to it. If this is something you want to get into, you have to be prepared for the way I get told all the time when I'm doing this. It's
peaks and troughs.
It's that. So I mean, just last week there was 3 successes, and then there might not be another one for a while. It's the way it is, and it can be rough, but just you gotta want it.
Yeah, it's tricky. We've got one last question here. Potentially throw it to Kate first of all, but then before and Matt jump in. So Anthony has asked, do you think that certifications supersede degrees, or do they make a potential candidate more marketable for potential opportunities in the private sector? I guess that's quite a hard question to ask, but in terms of experience, what do you think, Kate?
Absolutely. And I hate to say the typical it depends, but a lot of times it depends on the specific role. Sometimes the certifications outweigh the experience, or sometimes, like one of the roles I shared today, if you didn't have the bachelor's, they take the Scrum Master certification in lieu of a degree. So I'd say it largely depends, but I think more than anything, more than degrees and more than even certifications, it's actual hands-on experience, knowledge, technical expertise in that field that really would set you apart for roles. Obviously, sometimes certifications are needed, but if you've had experience doing, being a Scrum Master, for example, I'm just going to keep going back to that example that I have top of mind. But if you have example doing that and you have been proficient and shown success in a role that has that, you might not need the certification. So I would say keep digging into the types of roles that you're interested in, and look at different job descriptions, see what is a common factor across multiple job descriptions in different companies. Find a mentor that's in the roles that you're interested in, and find out from them, what have you seen that is common in the industry right now of what people are looking and hiring for. So that's my advice on that.
And to add to that, I think you can network your way into opportunities as well. If you don't have the experience, if you don't have the certifications, you don't have the qualifications, it's all about who you know. And I know that's a really old adage and it's really trite, but it's kind of true. So in terms of what Kate said about finding a mentor, it's reaching out and connecting to people who are in the job you want on LinkedIn. And you can if you want to work for AWS, if you want to be a Java developer for AWS, go onto LinkedIn. Search AWS, search their Java developers, and then search by prior employer and go to the military. So you'd have to put Army, Navy, the branches in individually, and then reach out to, if there's somebody, if you're in the Army and they reach out to them and ask them specifically if you can have 5 minutes of their time. You want to connect because you see what they are doing and you want to understand about their transition. And this is really the beauty of LinkedIn and how you can begin to network on here. And if this kind of scares you and you think, gosh, that sounds really easy, but in practice, I've got no idea how to do it. Mike Quinn, our CEO, delivers a workshop through the USO transitions team every month. The next one is on the 1st of December. It is at 11 a.m. Eastern time. And he will give you 2 hours of his time to show you, to demonstrate exactly how to do this. And I promise you, it is 2 hours of your time that you won't want back because it's incredibly valuable. And between us, I mean, we've all been, multiple times, but we do tend to try and go each time that he goes, because we network ourselves through those. And we always learn a little bit of information, either through the audience or through him himself. I think that's about it from us today. It was so lovely to see you all. Happy Thanksgiving. By the time we get back to you next week, this holiday will be over and we will be looking forward to the December holidays. So enjoy your time with your friends or your family, or even if you're on your own, enjoy that time to rest and recuperate. And we will be back with you next Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. From all of us at HireMilitary, thank you and goodbye.
Happy Thanksgiving.